Hey everybody, KC here. Hope you had a great weekend. So the Wall Street Journal had a story the other day to which I think it's worth paying attention. Basically, the story went like this. Homebound employees are stretched to the limit and beyond, the story said. In a global survey published in the Harvard Business Review in May, 67% of employees reported higher stress levels in the first months of the pandemic, and more than half said they were experiencing, quote, emotional exhaustion, unquote. At the same time, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention survey of more than 5,400 Americans in late June found that almost a third reported symptoms of anxiety or depression. And the thing is, we all know this isn't just employees that are working at home, especially in the retail sector, right? I've talked to a lot of retailers over the past month or two who have talked a lot about the notion that they're really worried about their employees because they know that after an exhausting 6 months where the stress levels have been incredibly high, they're now moving into the holidays. And not only are they moving into the holidays, but they're moving into the holidays at a time when the coronavirus numbers are going way up. And so that they just recognize that there's a lot weighing on their employees. One of my favorite examples of a company doing what I think is absolutely the right thing to help their employees out is what Lunds & Byerly's did. Basically saying all of their employees were going to get a paid day off on Thanksgiving and a paid day off the day after Black Friday. Stores were all closed. And I know just from the stories I read that there was a lot of positive reaction to what they did. And that's interesting to me because it plays right into something the journal also said. They were talking to experts, and experts were telling them that basically employers should invent a holiday. Don't just offer extra vacation days, which anxious employees aren't taking anyway. Make it a company holiday so that employees can take a break without guilt and without fear. Now, listen, I know that's not always practical for retailers, right? It's really hard to just close everything down, especially at this time of year. But I do think that retailers ought to think about that time, especially between Christmas and New Year's, and maybe say, hey, listen, we're not going to give everybody the day off at the same time, but we're going to say everybody can take a day off, give everybody a day off during that week so people can go home and recharge, and make it mandatory. You're not allowed to not take a day off. You have to take a mental health day. And to me, in a lot of ways, that could be the gift that keeps on giving in terms of retailers' relationship with their employees. I think it's a really good idea. By the way, I just also want to do a couple of housekeeping items if I could. First of all, I want to thank the many of you who wrote in last week to wish Morning Newsbeat a happy 19th birthday and to wish Mrs. Content Guy a happy birthday. I'm not going to tell you which number it is for her. A lot of you asked how she's doing post knee replacement surgery. It's been a little over 3 weeks at this point. She's doing spectacularly well. She's actually does, a series of walks every day, and she's walking well over 2 miles. She's just doing great. The PT people are just thrilled with her. I also want to thank all of you who wrote in regarding the rather scathing email that somebody wrote to me that I posted on Friday. It's okay. I have pretty thick skin. It's okay when people criticize me. And in some things, I think some of the initial point that he made, which was something I wrote kind of clumsily earlier in the week, I was really glad that he made the point so I could actually correct the record for anybody who might have misunderstood what I was saying because of the way I said it. Listen, my goal here is to keep the dialogue going. I think we can disagree without being disagreeable. And listen, I try to do that all the time. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. But like I said on Thursday, I'm just going to keep doing it till I get it right. Although I will say a number of you pointed out on last week that you'd like to see me do this for another 19 years. That'll take me to 85. I'm not sure I'm going to do it till I'm 85. On the other hand, I'm not really qualified to do anything else, so you never know. But my favorite comment that so many of you made last week, because you reacted to two specific accusations that person who wrote the email made at me. A number of you pointed out that he accused me of being both a neutered male and a prick. Now, a bunch of you wrote in and said, can you be both? It's a really, really good question to which I do not have the answer, but I totally love the idea that so many of you asked it. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.